Welcome to your deep dive. Today, we're plunging into, well, some really ancient wisdom, the Bhagavad Gita, specifically Chapter 5, which is known as Karma Sannyas Yoga.
Right.
And we're aiming to tackle a question that honestly feels pretty timeless. It's something spiritual seekers and really just everyday people have grappled with for ages.
Absolutely. It's this fundamental dilemma, isn't it? How do we live? How do we act in the world?
Exactly. And we're going to try and unpack that using the insights from the source material we've got for this chapter.
Yeah, and it's such a fascinating chapter because it hits this tension head on, this feeling many of us have, you know?
What tension is that exactly?
Well, how do you balance engaging with life, all its demands and actions, with finding some kind of inner peace, some detachment?
Oh, okay. The action versus peace thing.
Precisely. And the source material, it kicks right off with Arjuna asking Krishna very directly for some clarity on exactly that point.
And Arjuna's confusion is just so relatable, isn't it? You can almost feel it. He's listening to Krishna. Sometimes Krishna's talking about how important action is, doing your duty.
Karma yoga.
But then other times, he hears Krishna talking about renunciation, tyaga, letting go.
Sannyas, right.
So Arjuna basically just asks him straight up.
Yeah.
Please clearly tell me which of the two is superior.
Yeah, it's like he's saying, look, I'm confused. Just give me the answer.
Which path is better? It's like he wants the cheat code for living a meaningful life.
It's an age-old question, definitely. Yeah. And the beauty of this chapter is how Krishna responds. He tackles it directly.
Okay, so what does he say? Does he pick one?
Well, yes and no. He explains that actually both paths, renouncing action, sannyas, and the path of action, karma yoga, both can lead to liberation. They're both valid.
Ah, okay. So it's not like one is wrong.
Not wrong, no.
Yeah.
But then comes the interesting part, the kind of twist in the source material here. Krishna does clarify that ultimately karma yoga, the path of action, is actually superior.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, that is interesting. I might have expected the opposite, the idea that full renunciation is the highest path.
A lot of people might assume that.
So if karma yoga, this path of action, is superior, how does Krishna define it? Because it sort of sounds like he's saying you don't necessarily have to, give up your whole life and go live in a cave.
Exactly. That's precisely the point, and this is where it gets really revolutionary for many people's understanding.
Okay.
Krishna basically says, look, the true renunciate, the true sannyasi, is the one who performs actions without craving the results, without attachment to the fruit of the action.
Even if they're living a normal life, like a householder.
Even then, yes. He says they can be living a householder's life, fully engaged, and still be a true renunciate.
Wow. Okay. So he's fundamentally shifting the definition.
He is. He's taking renunciation from being just an external act, leaving things behind physically, and making it an internal state, a state of mind.
It's not about what you do, but how you do it.
Yeah.
Or why.
It's about your relationship to your actions and, crucially, to their outcomes, your inner posture towards them.
So it's the intention, the detachment from the what's in it for me aspect.
That's a great way to put it, yeah.
Okay, that completely transforms how you might think about spirituality fitting into, the daily grind, our jobs, families, all that stuff.
It really does. It means someone to be, working a demanding job, raising kids, dealing with all the complexities of modern life, and still be considered a true sannyasi or a yogi in the deepest sense if they cultivate that inner detachment.
So this renunciation of fruit, does that mean you just don't care about the results, like apathy?
Good question. No, it's not about apathy or indifference. That's a common misunderstanding.
Right.
You absolutely still strive to do your best. You act with skill, with dedication, with full commitment to the action itself.
Okay.
But your inner peace, your equanimity, isn't dependent on whether you succeed or fail by external standards. It's about detaching from that personal, that ego-driven need for a specific outcome.
Can you give an example?
Well, think about, say, a skilled surgeon. They focus intensely on the operation, using all their skill, doing the absolute best they can.
Right.
But the ideal, in this karma yoga sense, is that they're doing it because it's the right action, their duty, not primarily for the fame or the money, or even just to avoid blame if things go wrong. Their focus is on the action itself, performed well, without the ego clinging to the what if.
That makes sense. It's a subtle but really powerful distinction.
Yeah.
Okay, so this internal detachment, this equanimity, it sounds incredibly beneficial for just, peace of mind.
It absolutely is.
Does Krishna link this state of mind to maybe a deeper understanding? of the self, or maybe something bigger.
Yes, he definitely does. It's not just about feeling calm. It's deeply connected to knowledge, to wisdom.
How so?
Krishna teaches that fundamentally the individual self, the Atman, and the supreme self, Brahman, or you could say God, or universal consciousness, are actually one and the same.
The idea of non-duality.
Exactly. And a true knower, someone Krishna calls a gnani, is someone who realizes this. They see that supreme self, that divinity within themselves.
Okay, so it's an experiential realization, not just a concept.
Ideally, yes. And this realization, according to the text, is the foundation for genuine compassion. It actually makes it impossible to harbor real malice towards anyone.
Why impossible?
Because if you truly see that same divine essence, that shared consciousness in all beings, in yourself, in others, in everything, then when you look at someone else, you're essentially seeing a reflection of that same divinity that's within you. You see the underlying unity.
So hurting someone else would be like hurting yourself, in a way.
On a fundamental level, yes. How could you intentionally harm what you recognize as part of that same universal self? It provides a profound basis for ethics.
That goes way beyond just being nice. It's a whole different framework for how we interact with the world.
It is. It's radical, really.
So, okay, let's try and tie this together. If we zoom out from the details of Chapter 5, what's the big picture, the ultimate takeaway?
I think the core message, the really profound insight here is that you can live a life of deep inner peace, of genuine renunciation, while being fully active and engaged in the world.
The integration idea again.
Right. It's about performing your duties, whatever they may be, with skill and dedication, but crucially, without that egoic attachment to the results. And alongside that, cultivating the vision of unity, seeing the divine in all beings.
And that, Krishna says, is the path.
That, Krishna asserts, is the path to true, lasting peace, and ultimately to liberation, moksha.
So bringing this back to you, our listener, what does this all mean for you? This idea that true renunciation isn't necessarily about leaving the world, but about changing your mindset within it. That feels like a potentially huge shift.
It really does.
It's an invitation maybe to consider how you, in your own life, can cultivate that kind of equanimity. How can you stay balanced when things go well and also when they don't? Amidst pleasure and pain, success and failure, honor and dishonor, not by running away, but by engaging differently.
Exactly. It's about finding that balance point within the action itself. What stands out to you from this whole discussion about action versus renunciation?
That's a great question for reflection.
And just to give you a little teaser for where the source material goes next. After laying out this path of action and internal renunciation, Krishna then moves on to teach Arjuna about dhyana yoga.
The yoga of meditation.
Precisely. So how to cultivate that focus and inner stillness needed for realization. We're certainly looking forward to exploring that with you in our next deep dive.